Does my startup really need a patent? It's often the first question founders ask when someone brings up IP. And honestly, it's a good question. Because patents cost money, and they take time. And when you're trying to ship a product and close a funding round, the last thing you want is to waste resources on something you don't actually need. So let me give you a straight answer. Not every startup needs a patent. There, I said it, and I'm a patent attorney. I get patents on inventions for a living. Seriously though, there are plenty of successful businesses that don't focus on patents. The question you want to ask yourself is, does your startup value come from something you've built that's new? A unique process, a new method, a piece of technology that gives you a competitive advantage? If the answer is yes, then a patent may be a valuable business asset. But here's the important thing. A patent doesn't protect your idea. It protects the specific way that you've built something that solves a problem. And that protection becomes leverage. Leverage with investors, leverage against competitors, and leverage when somebody acquires your company someday. Let me break down 3 specific reasons why patents matter when you're building a startup. Number 1, fundraising. Investors look at your IP as a signal. It tells them that you're serious about defensibility. It lowers the risk on their end to invest in your startup. A patent, or even just a pending application, shows that you've thought about long-term competitive advantage and not just shipping features. The first question from a potential investor may be, what's your IP position? If you don't have a good answer, that's a red flag. It signals increased risk. Number 2, competitive moat. Your biggest risk isn't that somebody copies you tomorrow. It's that a few years from now, when you've proven the market works, a bigger company with a bigger team and a bigger budget enters your space. A patent gives you legal grounds to stand on. Without one, you're competing on speed alone. And eventually, speed might not be enough. Number 3, valuation. Patents are assets on your balance sheet. When it comes time for acquisition, funding, or really any business transaction where somebody's putting a value on your company, having IP adds real quantifiable value. I've seen startups where the patent portfolio was a deciding factor in the deal terms. And by the way, if you're already thinking about whether your startup should file a patent application, I put together a free checklist to see if you're ready for the process. It walks you through the 5 things that you need to have in place before you talk to a patent attorney. You can grab a copy with the link in the description. Now here's where a lot of founders get tripped up. They're either too late or too early to file their patent application. Here's where you might be too late. In the United States, patent law has a hard rule that you need to know about. If you publicly disclose your invention, you launch the product, post it on the internet, demo it at a conference, pitch it to investors without an NDA, you start a 1-year clock. After 12 months, you lose the right to file a patent on your invention. Permanently. No extensions, no exceptions. So founders who wait too long don't just delay their patent, they lose the ability to get one at all, forever. Now here's where you might be too early. If your invention is just a vague idea and you haven't proven whether it can actually work, then you don't have enough detail to even get a patent. A patent application has to be enabling, which means that someone can read your patent application and understand how to create your invention. If you don't have enough detail in your patent application to prove that you've invented something, then your patent application will get rejected and you're too early and you need to develop your invention more. Beyond that, patents are expensive. They're expensive to get, they're expensive to maintain, and they're expensive to enforce. If your business isn't funded enough from the start, it may not even matter if you can get a patent because you might not be able to realize its full potential anyway. If your business isn't funded enough from the start, it may not even matter if you can get a patent in the first place because you might not be able to realize its full potential value anyway. So timing, whether too late or too early, is a big factor when it comes to patents. If you're a founder wondering whether your startup needs patent protection, the best next step may be a quick conversation. My contact is in the description, so feel free to reach out and I can tell you whether what you're working on is patentable and whether it makes strategic sense for your stage. And if you want to know exactly what a patent costs so you can plan your budget, I'll be breaking that down in my next video. So subscribe so you don't miss out on that, and I'll see you on the next one.